I'm ready to share.
Hello, 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 Facebook. This is Life Tips by Jazz coming at you live from home. Um, just wanted to, drop in for the night before I called it a night and shut it down. And just I had to, get something off my chest I wanted to share with everybody. And I titled this live feed OMG Did You Know? And I just wanted to, share some things with some people because, people are walking around like they're just untouchable, I'll say, or they're just above everybody else, above doing what's right, above treating people right, and nothing can touch them, nothing can harm them, nothing can happen to them. And they just think, they're untouchable. But I wondered, did you know that you are touchable? Something can happen to you within the blink of an eye, and it's nothing you can do about it. People, they consider themselves uh, better than everybody else, or she's not on my level, or he's not on my level. He can't touch me, or she can't touch me, and things of that nature. And it's just people just they just feel like they can go through life treating people any kind of way, doing things to people, you know, without any remorse, without any feelings, without anything happening to them. They think you don't reap what you sow. And I'm here to let you know you do. You reap what you sow. It's so many people around here just doing evil things to people, saying evil things to people, putting bad negative things on people's lives, speaking negativity over people, and they just don't understand that there are things that can happen to you for that. You have to be careful what you speak on people. Be careful what you say to people. Be careful what you do to people, because it will come back to haunt you. The things that you wish onto somebody can be the very thing that comes back to you. Hey Tony, how are you doing? Thank you all for joining in. And this is just also a testament of, did you know that instead of you paying so much attention to everybody else, you can be paying attention to what you need to fix and change for yourself. And you people pay so much attention to so many other people, but don't pay any attention to themselves. Learn how to fix yourself. Learn how to sweep around your own front door before you come trying to sweep around somebody else's. Because the dirt that you dish up on somebody is the same dirt that you're going to be using to bury yourself with. So just learn how to stay in your. Everybody has a lane. Learn your lane, stay in your lane, and stop venturing off into places that you don't need to be, that's not for you to be, that does not belong to you, that does not have your name on it. Because you can fall off into somebody else's lane that is not your purpose, and then you end up losing your life because you're playing with people, you're testing people, and you're causing bad blood onto someone that has nothing to do with you. If you're so dead and low down within yourself, you need to go check and handle yourself before you drag somebody else into your mess. And I may sound like I'm coming off a bit harsh, but sometimes you have to be harsh and real in order to understand that you can't treat people any type of way. You can't do things to people any type of way and expect to not have karma come back to you. And like I said, you reaping what you sow. There's so many people being vindictive, being evil, and they just float through life. They sleep good, like nothing can happen to them. But then in the blink of an eye, oh my God, I don't know why I'm going through this. Everything, oh, whoa. Then you have the oh, woe is me story. But when you were being negative, when you were being wrong, when you were doing bad blood to your brother or your sister, you were laughing and smiling behind their back. But now all of a sudden it's, oh, woe is me. That's not how you live life. That's not how you go through life. You go through life by helping yourself, by helping your brother, by helping your sister. And therefore, it comes back to you tenfold. If your sister or your brother is trying to do something business wise, help them out. Promote them. Stop playing the victim all the time. Stop acting like someone has to do something for you. That's not the way it should be. That's not the way the world works. If you want someone to do something for you, do something for somebody else. You shouldn't do anything for anyone expecting it in return. No, you should do it because that's the kindness of your heart. And you love helping people, and you love being there for people, and you love to know that you've been a blessing to somebody. So many people do stuff, oh, I'm gonna go do this, or I'm gonna hand this out because I know God gonna bless me. No, it should be, you should not have to talk about the things that you do for people. You should not, if I loan you $20, I'm going to throw it up in your face. You remember that time I gave you $20 and you ain't paid me my $20 back? Did you do it from the kindness of your heart, or did you do it so you can have something to talk about? Because if you're throwing it up in my face, God only knows what you're talking about behind my back. Well, I lend Jazz $20 and she over there struggling. She going through this. Stop telling people. That's another thing. Stop telling people business. If somebody comes to you in confidence, be woman or man enough to leave that conversation between you two. Because if someone says, I need to talk to you about something, I don't have nobody else I can come to, I don't have nobody else I can turn to, I don't trust anybody, I trust you, leave the conversation right there, because you never know what you leaking that conversation can do to that person and for that person. You never know. They come to you telling their business or getting your advice, and you going over, girl, did you know that so and so and so was saying, girl, let me tell you. Stop doing all that. Stop being messy. Stop being dramatic. Stop being dramified and all this other kind of extra stuff that does not go with what you're supposed to be doing in life anyway. And it's just, I really don't get it. And it's not, and I can't say it's women, it's just women, because men, no offense, but y'all can be dramatic, y'all can be catty and do that stuff too. And that's okay, but don't stay that way. Learn how to check your flaws, write down your flaws, fix your flaws, work on your flaws. Always stay a work in progress. Don't just walk around like you're just a complete whole person, because you're not. Everybody has steps that they need to take in order to become a better person than what they are right now. It's just some people are so stubborn and some people are so fearful that they don't want to take the leap to change their situation. It's so many people, I want to be in a relationship. Okay, what steps are you doing to become a better woman or a better man in order to be in that relationship? Are you doing the necessary things that you need to do in order to make yourself look like you're a presentable woman? I mean, do you carry yourself like a lady, or are you walking around here, looking or acting, I don't want to call it, but I don't have to call it to say it for you to know what I'm talking about, because it doesn't take for me to say the word, because you automatically know. Because if you're looking for something, if you're praying for something, then that means you need to be taking the necessary steps and the necessary precautions to prepare yourself to receive what you're praying for, to receive what you're asking God for. Because if you're asking God to make you a wife, you're asking God to make you a husband, then you need to line yourself up in the ways that He wants you to be in order to become a wife. Because it says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So if you want to be found, I suggest you start looking like a wife. Okay? If you want to find a wife, I suggest you start lining yourself up to become a husband. You can't just look for a wife just so you can have a house, just so you can depend on what she has and what she has going on and her financial benefits, or vice versa. You can't be looking for what he has going on and his financial benefits. That's not the way marriage and life works. If you're going to be a wife and a husband, it needs to be 100% on your half, 100% on his half, and bring that together. It's not a 50-50 deal. I don't think 50-50 goes into a marriage. Because if you're giving me 50 and I'm giving you 50, that means you're giving me half of who you are. And I'm giving you half of who I am. And that's not the way a marriage should work. And I know that, and being you, I was married before. I'm a very clear, open person. I don't have to, sugarcoat or hide anything because I am who I am. And I was a young wife. And the things that I know now, I didn't know then, So it's just going through life lessons and learning things and learning who you are. You are able to teach someone and help them not make the same mistakes that you did in order to save themselves early in the game if they're willing to listen. You can look for a mentor, look for someone to help you and guide you through, but you have to be able to open your ears, decrease who you are, increase God in you, and let him be able to open your ears to hear what he wants you to hear. Look for what he wants, because sometimes he speaks a word through someone that you would never expect it. Just say, I'm talking to Rashina and I've been praying about something a long time ago, and I don't mean to call nobody, I just saw the name on the screen, so I just call her name. Just say I'm talking to her and, I've been praying for this, I've been praying for that. And she just comes out with a word. Well, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And everything that she says answers the prayer I've been praying for. So be careful who you're talking to. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because you never know when your message or when your blessing is going to show up. It all starts within yourself. You have to do a self-examination in order to know the type of woman you are and the type of man that you are. If you cannot examine yourself, you cannot present yourself to anybody for anything. A job, relationship, parenthood, nothing, because you don't know who you are. And if you don't love yourself enough to find out who you are, how can you allow someone else to love you for who you are? Because you're not doing what you need to do in order to love you. And, I see so many people saying, I need to work on my life, and, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go on a fast, and, I'm going to meditate and pray about that. Great. And that's good. But what type of dedication are you putting into it? Are you dedicated and devoted to being who you are? Sometimes it's best that you stop being around your everyday. Stop hanging around. Stop being in the surroundings that you are in every day, because you can't grow being stuck in the same predicament. You just can't. If you want to elevate from one level to the next, why don't you start hanging out on that level that you want to elevate to, in order for you to see what it's like? How do they operate? How do they move? What is their mindset? It starts right here. If you can conquer what sits inside of your head, you can conquer anything in life. There is nothing or no one that can stop you or hold you back from what you want once you master this. When your mindset lines up with the desperate need for a rescue, you'll be able to be your own rescue. You don't need to look for anyone to rescue you. You don't. It's so many people that are in search of the next best thing, when only thing you need to do, walk to a mirror. You are the next best thing. Tell yourself that every single day. Stop doubting yourself and stop shutting down your belief system in who you are as a person. You have to let go of the negative beliefs, because the less you believe in yourself, the less you're able to accomplish. If you tell yourself man, I want to go back to school, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't want to be sitting in class. I'm 50 years old, and everybody else is in their 20s. So what? That's a limited belief. That means you don't believe enough of yourself to know that you can do it. That means you don't have enough faith in yourself that you can be an A student in class if you want to go back to school at the age of 50. So what? Do it. Life is about taking the necessary steps and not letting your belief system knock you down, hold you down, and keep you from going where you are supposed to go in life anyway. And it's just, we are our own worst enemy. If you want to know your own worst enemy in certain situations, go stand in the mirror and you'll be looking right at them. You can sometimes be your own worst enemy because of your limited beliefs in yourself. If you don't speak truth and life, power, and wealth into yourself, you will not obtain it, because you can't listen to someone else speak life into you, because it'll die. You won't hold on to it. It'll let go. It'll fall out of your hands, and you'll let it go by the wayside because you're not speaking it to yourself. You have to be consistent with speaking life, speaking power, speaking wealth, speaking finances, speaking health. You have to be consistent with that every single day. And when you take a moment to say, I'm going to sit down and be still and listen to what God has to say, you cannot play with it. If you have an assignment to go, just like now, I'll tell you this, I'm on a 7-day challenge. And the challenge is no music. And it's when I tell you, it is something so powerful. We're talking about forgiveness. You can't have no music. You have to meditate. You have to pray. You have to dig deep inside of yourself in order to find out who you are. And it's a study by this young lady that I'm doing. The study it was created by Chanel Cooper Sykes, Emonetier. Let me get that clear. And if you want to learn anything about it, it's called the Mindset Makeover Challenge. It's for 7 days. And I'm in a group called Empower Nation, and that's what we're working on. And is a very powerful book because it teaches you how to learn about yourself. It teaches you how to forgive yourself and how to forgive people that did something to you. It teaches you how to be still and how to listen for your instructions. It teaches you how to be quiet. Let the negative go. You can't talk loud. And I'm doing my best not to be so excited on this live because I'm so passionate about, people letting go the negative and changing their lives. It's just so much going on right now that we pay so much attention to that we don't have time to focus on what we're supposed to be focusing on, which is our ultimate goal of what our purpose is. That's what we're supposed to be focusing on. And it's just this mission, this challenge, it is showing me so much about myself. It is showing me the type of woman that I am that I didn't even know. It's showing me just how much deeper to dig within myself in order to continue to walk into my purpose, in order to continue to, block out the outside noise and be still and listen and know when God is talking to you and to follow his instructions. And I challenge everybody, if you're looking to fix yourself, grow within yourself, know who you are, just do it. Do something totally out of the box, totally unorthodox, just unorthodox, unheard of. If you used to listen to loud music all day, cut it off for 7 days straight. Some people don't like being inside of their mindset. Some people don't even like to be alone to even have their own thoughts because they're so afraid of what they think. They're afraid of how they feel. They're afraid of themselves. And if you're afraid of yourself, what do you think everybody else is feeling? Okay? You have to ask yourself that. What do you think somebody else is feeling about you if you don't even like being alone by yourself? If you don't like to be alone with you, no one else will. And you should learn how to embrace who you are as a man and as a woman. And that's what this challenge is doing, is teaching Empower Nation, for the ones that are serious about the challenge, how to embrace their womanhood, their manhood, their spirituality, and to not be judged by it, not to judge themselves, but it's also teaching them a way of release from the things that were holding them. Is teaching them how to release the shackles that were on their wrists, that were on their ankles, that kept them bound to the negative thinking about themselves. And can y'all, just to hit on what you said about explaining how to listen, my thing, when you need to hear the word, just be quiet. Be quiet. Get to a place to where there are no interruptions, silence. And sometimes silence, you can't hear it because you're just thinking about it. Okay, I want to hear the word. I want to hear the word. That's not what you do. You have to be sincere about listening for instructions on your life. You have to be grounded in wanting to listen for the instructions on your life, because it's powerful. Because if you're not still, not one, would you miss it, but if you do catch it, you won't know what to do with it, because you're not prepared for it. You're not ready for it. You're not strong enough for it. And you're not able to endure the steps that go with it. So be still. Sometimes 30 minutes to an hour. Just get to yourself. Even if you have to do it after the kids have gone to sleep, that's fine. That is perfectly okay. But get by yourself. Be still. Be quiet. Pray, meditate, sit there, however you want to do it. Have a talk with the Most High and just ask for the steps that you need to take on your life. Ask for guidance for what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Ask for guidance on how to step into your purpose. Ask for instructions on how to step out on faith. That's all you have to do. That's the that's the hardest step, is asking for help. That's the hardest step. Everything else, it's uphill from there. Because most people, they sit and they live in fear and they don't ask for help. They don't want to ask for help because there is so much fear. Just stop, breathe, calm down. It's not that it is not bad asking God to guide your footsteps and walking you into your purpose, or showing you a trail on the way to walk into your purpose, because you can do it on your own. You don't need your brother, your mom, your dad, your sister, because you came here on this earth by yourself. Whether you are a twin or not, it doesn't matter. Because if you're a twin, one of you still came first. If that makes sense, one of you still came first, and you were born before the other. So you still technically came on earth by yourself. So you have to ground yourself and take a step out there. You have to be willing to be raw, uncut, real, and blunt with yourself in changing who you are. Because no one else can fix you. No one. So I know I went a little long, but I wanted to share that message with somebody. I don't know who it's for. If you felt like this was a good message, please feel free to share it, because someone needs to hear this, because there's so many people that are living in bondage, so many people that are living in doubt, so many people that are living in fear. I used to be one of them. I used to be scared to stand on the stage and sing. Now, I still haven't stood on the stage and sing, but I sing more now than I've ever sang in my life. There's still people that don't know I know how to sing. You know, it's a gift that I was ashamed of, because I was ashamed of who I was. I was ashamed to use it. But now I know who I am, and I'm discovering so much more about myself. I can't live in fear. I can't teach you how to not live in fear when I'm living in fear myself. It doesn't make sense. You know, that doesn't make sense to me. You know, so it's like you telling me how to be a millionaire, but you hadn't got there yet. I don't understand that logic. You know, I really don't. I don't get it. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. So I will leave you with this. Stay joyful. Daniel, don't throw me off my track. Stay joyful. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. And stay proud of who you are. And if you're not proud of who you are, then that means you need to examine yourself. Think about it and change who you are in order to become proud. Because as long as who you are does not bring harm, hurt, and pain to anyone else, you should be proud of who you are. You shouldn't be vindictive to people. If you can make one person smile in a day just by saying, "Hey, how are you?" or "I like your hair, I like your shoes," you never know what that can do for somebody. You never know. And not only that, you never know what it can do for yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Girl, you bad." Every day, whether you got a scarf, pajama pants, and a t-shirt, it does not matter. Build your own self-confidence, okay? Because it's called self-confidence. You either have it or you don't. I've always been the one to, to think there's no such thing as high or low self-esteem. You either have it or you don't. You like yourself or you don't. That's just my point of view. And I just haven't. I really don't think you got it or you don't. That's just my thought process. And I just, I want to leave this one last, couple more things. I did say one, but it's a couple because, anything can come out of anywhere. What I will say is this. We position ourselves, and this is for my women. We position ourselves in situations that don't belong to us. And I think it's time that we thought a whole lot more about ourselves to stop doing that. Because if something does not belong to you, I'm pretty sure you were raised to not touch something that's not yours. And I'm seeing a lot of that go around. It's so many women that are proud to be the side chick, as they call it. And if you're proud to be a side chick, you can't go to family reunions. You can't go to church on Sundays with your man. That's not something that you should be excited about. That's just me. And if I step on your toes, then you should move your foot out my way, because I'm letting you know that I'm not the type of person, and I'm not the type of life coach to sugarcoat anything with anybody. If I have something on my chest and I feel like I need to be addressing it, whether it's for you that's watching it or someone that then please feel free to share. Because And I'm going to be very transparent today. Very transparent. I had someone to unfollow me and block me on Facebook because this message was delivered to them. And it wasn't in any shade or any type of way. But my things, this is my thing. A hit dog will holler every time you hit it. Understand? Because when you hit it, it hurt. And that's the only noise it knows how to make. So if you back the devil up in a corner, the devil will flee. Because the darkness can't hide in the light. And everything that you do in the dark, it surfaces to the light. So if you don't want anybody to see your skeletons and your bones hiding up in your closet, I suggest you don't go playing in people's houses that does not belong on your mailbox, okay? If you're going to an address that does not belong to you, you have no key, you ain't paid the mortgage, the light bill, or put a gallon of milk in the refrigerator, I suggest you stop playing. Get yourself a mirror. Tell yourself, you know what? I deserve so much more. I deserve what's mine and not what's left over after somebody else. Because you're playing in people's houses. You're playing in people's relationships. You're digging into people's marriages that don't have your name on it. Understand that. So everybody has somebody out here for them. Everybody has somebody that's ministered to them. Everybody that has somebody that's just for you. Just for you. I don't use the word soulmate because it's so many people that get married multiple times, that fall in love multiple times, and that's okay. But don't fall in love multiple times with somebody that doesn't belong to you. I just had to share that. I just had to get it off my chest, you know. And if you don't feel so hit when somebody tells you that, if you don't feel, if you know you're not doing wrong, when someone says it, if someone makes a comment on your post about it, then you wouldn't block them on Facebook because you wouldn't have anything to hide about. You wouldn't have anything to run from. You feel and you know the truth about yourself that you're doing what's right and you're not playing in other people's backyards when it ain't where you stay at. Okay? So you have to really think, is this something that I would want someone to do to me? If you wouldn't want someone to do it to you, don't do it to anybody else. And that's my message. If you don't want to feel the hurt that you can bring onto someone, if you don't want to feel the pain that you can bring onto someone by being so low down and vindictive and doing the hurtful things that you know are wrong to people, please don't do it. Because like I stated in the beginning of this video, what goes around comes around and you reap what you sow. So if you sow negative, if you sow evil, the devil will knock at your door. Trust me. Believe that. And I just want people to do better. Because when you know better, you do better. And that's just that. So I just had to bring that to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, I will share with you, starting February the 1st, I will be going live on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. So if you want to join, feel free to catch me at 9 p.m. Starting February the 1st, Life Tips Wednesdays with Life Tips by Jazz. So I'm going to be, promoting it some more. Promote it, share it. If you like this video, like it, share it, because somebody needs to hear this message. This is not just for the people that tuned in. It may be somebody at work that may need to hear this in the morning when they wake up from, that night shift. It's just so much hate going on that we need to do better. Okay? We just need to do better. And this is, once again, Life Tips by Jazz, coming at you live from the crib. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. And I will respond to everybody's messages. Sorry I couldn't talk, but I just really had to get it off my chest. I had to put it out there. Stop limiting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Believe in yourself. Speak life into yourself. And as I always say, you have to FLY. You have to first love you before anybody else knows how to. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you 9 p.m. on Wednesdays, Life Tips Wednesdays. You all have a great night, and I love you all so much. Good night.